Alright, you guys, excuse the way I look. I come to y'all ghetto as fuck, but I am watching this I Am Jazz series. And I'm not really watching the series. There's this, I think she's a transsexual, but I guess she does commentary, but she's doing it from what I'm observing from this lady seems very smart. And she be using a lot of big words, and she's pretty much just breaking down, more from like an established point view, because if it was one of us, we come in and we'd be like, that's mind control. And she using more of like a scientific way of like telling us what's going on. Like, this is the parents are inducing her, using big words to describe it, but you get the gist of it if you know what she's talking about. You're like, well, that's just mind control, and they're fucking her up. This I Am Jazz, if you guys want to go see Mind Control at its best, if you're not on the campaign for the Free Britney thing, look at the I Am Jazz. This shit is crazy. And it's funny because I had met a fan of mine, and me and her had gotten really close from this page. And she was like a really big fan. She paid for a lot of stuff for me. We had a falling out and stuff, and some of it was my fault. I'm not gonna get into all that. But she was telling me about the I Am Jazz, and she was like, I Am Jazz. And a lot of times she would do this. She would look at stuff the wrong way. She was like, that girl is so trifling, and her mom has to come in and remind her to dilate, because when you have the bottom surgery as a transsexual, I think for a certain amount of time you have to dilate a couple of times a day, and then as time goes on, it'll be less and less and less, to make sure that your bottom part has the depth of regular vagina, you know but this shit is crazy. And the episode I'm on right now, Jazz, I guess, is having a breakdown. I guess she had gotten to Harvard, and then she did some drag show, which she's so confused, because if you want to be a transsexual, then you don't need to be doing drag. It's just like the girl made a point, the one who does the commentary made a point of when the girl Peppermint came over and she wanted to go wig shopping, and the way she put it, it was like, baby, you're a woman now, so going wig shopping isn't the same thing as what Peppermint's doing, because he would be, and excuse my French, but back in the day, he would be considered a transvestite, because he's still in the middle, because I don't know Peppermint's full story. I don't know if he's a transsexual or if he's just a cross-dresser or what he is, but back in the day, he'd be considered a transvestite. But very beautiful. Peppermint is very beautiful. It's unfortunate, you can tell he's got some very manly genes, like the arms and stuff, because he is gorgeous. But and that's not to pick him apart. I think Peppermint comes in love, and I think Peppermint would break the shit down to Jazz. I think Peppermint, as a lot of us black folk, has observed the scene as like, okay, well, they've got her clearly under something. I'm just gonna come in as the auntie who just comes in with love and light and then mind my business. Because what you don't do is go in there telling somebody how to raise their kids, especially not white folk. And especially what's going on here. They fuck around and been had Peppermint killed, because it's evident that they did an experiment on this girl. And it takes me back to that girl. Do you guys remember that girl that was, I believe she went on Oprah too. I can still see her face clear as day. She was a little boy, and she was very young. I think she was going to be the youngest to be on hormones. And they followed the journey or whatever. And I still remember she had, not all of her hair was braided. She had the little, the white girl going on. You know how the white girls get braids and they leave some of the hair straight and some of it in braids? I still can see her plain as day. And I remember when she got to the age where they actually could qualify her, which was like 9 or 10 for the hormones, she kind of had like a change of heart. She didn't say she didn't want to be transsexual. And this girl was very, she know how to vocalize her words. This was a smart little, already calling her a little girl. See, she has a soul of a little girl, so I get that little girl. But the little boy, their family was a lot better, because it seemed like the doctors actually cared and were like, we know you were going full force with this whole, transition thing, and you seem serious, and it seems like this is your life path. But okay, we'll get to like the age of where, the FDA or whatever can approve this, and we're legally allowed to give you the hormones at such a young age. And then we'll see what's going on. And of course, she's getting ready to go into puberty or pre-puberty, and she's like, you know what, I'll just go through like the phases and see where I get. But I still want to do what I'm doing. But I'm gonna feel like, I don't remember what she said, but like towards the end of the like documentary or whatever it was, the clips, she was like, when she got to the age to test, I think they said no, they wouldn't do the hormones for her. And she wasn't really upset, but she came to a really good conclusion. And I just want you guys, if you guys are watching, be mindful though. Of course, I think most of us have come to the conclusion that after Jazz had the bottom surgery, just like a lot of women who go through the bottom surgery, or men or whoever, whatever you want to call them, because nowadays you can't say shit, even though I'm a part of the LGBTQ other letters community. I still want to be respectful, so I don't know what to call them. They, him, he, her, fuck, it, she, he, him, shim. um, Damn, see, I was joking so much I lost the train of thought. Brain fart. The I am Jazz. And getting back to my friend, see, my friend, my friend was tripping because she couldn't phone. She was like, I wouldn't, she was like, I would let Jazz's motherfucking hole close the fuck up. And my friend was a mess though. Like, she would make some sense. She was the lady, the one lady I gotten really close with, I was telling you guys about. She was really cool, but some of the times when she would evaluate herself, I'm like, baby, you're looking at this totally the wrong. And she came from the girl that I met her with. She had a very hard life. She was born with a deformity of the hands and stuff, and her mom was really mean to her. You could tell, like, sometimes she would just like throw her anger in the wrong places. Love to go to death. She would not talk to me for the life of me. If you're watching this, I miss you, baby. The phone that we had was so stupid. It was about a boy, and kind of because this woman wanted to control me, and me being the Aries, got the horns on my head. You're not going to control me. My mom has been trying to do it for 29 years. It ain't working. Worst thing you can do for the Aries is try to box them in. And what does anybody know Jazz's birthday? I'm going to research it after this, but she's giving me Aries vibes. Like, when you read astrology, they'll tell you a lot of times if you have an Aries kid, it's best to just give them what they ask for, because you will raise a nice young person. Nice young man, nice young woman, nice young transsexual, whatever it is, a nice young they. That they be getting me. I was reading the Demi Lovato thing. It came across the YouTube, and they were like, they are saying that they have had 7 strokes and they have brain damage. I had to read. I was like, what? I was like, oh, that's right. She's non-binary. Okay. All right. I'm gonna put that in the corner. Cause I was gonna go through the transition as well. And I still haven't decided. See, I'm telling all my business. Ugh, just telling all my business. And I think Jazz could have been that place, but Jazz is giving me Aries vibes. Jazz is born under the Aries sun. They went about her the wrong way. You're supposed to give the Aries child majority of everything, but there has to be, because my mom, she buried another Aries, and she had it at like that weird age in like her 40s. So of course we're all grown in the house. I was getting ready to graduate the same year my brother was born, and he was born at Aries. It's funny because on both my sides, my dad and my mom are not together anymore, and they both bared at Aries. I'm not gonna give you my theory on that, but I thought it was very interesting that both of them stepped out and had different childs, and not stepped out on each other. I mean, like, they're both in their own relationships. They've been in for a long time and married, and they've been together for a minute, for like a decade or two. But they both had Aries, and my brother, he gets everything he wants, just like I did. But there were boundaries eventually for me, especially when I got older. And I keep observing my brother, and I'm like, I hope they don't give him too much, and he comes out, fucked up. Not knowing any boundaries, because Aries people already don't have boundaries. We're very rebellious. We don't like to follow rules. We don't like to be confronted. We know these issues. A lot of times you guys sit with a sour face that's like, look at the Aries child, or look at him. This or no. We know we have these issues. We know that we can throw tantrums and shit. We know this shit. We know that. It's something that makes us special at the same time, because out of all of because every zodiac element, you got the earth, water, air, fire. Each one of them has a baby sign. And then the fire gang, as I like to call them, the fire gang, the Aries, Sag, and Leo, we really take on that role of the baby fire sign. And we will throw a motherfucking tantrum if you don't give us what the fuck we want. See that? I've gotten better with it, though. It's something that we develop and get better over time, and it all depends on what the Aries grew up in. But Jazz is giving me very Aries. Like, this girl grew up at Aries. Noticed she was different, went into transition, and she so happened to get blessed with a family who wanted to give her whatever she wanted. But as this girl who's doing the commentary is breaking it down, they using this little girl as an experiment. It's fucked up. And I'm so glad that T.S. Madison came on there. You bet not drag. I don't give a fuck what T.S. Madison has done wrong in the past. T.S. Madison was trying her best and under the circumstance to kind of bring you light without bringing you light. Because in the black household, the stuff that Jazz was able to do wouldn't happen. I don't give a fuck if your mom was okay as a black mom. It's like, all right, you transitioning, it is what it is. Now you my daughter. I don't give a fuck. It's still different than the dynamic of a white household. And what makes it fucked up is that for once, or not even for once, I was actually shocked that the transsexuals and the people in that community, whatever they want to call themselves, are on board and are really seeing what's going on and they're not feeling it. See, y'all have a misconception about transsexuals, like every one of them wants to have the surgery, or the ones who didn't have it, like, why did they have the surgery? That's still a man because they have a dick, because most of the stuff happens. The testicles produce certain energies that you need. And I know you're going to say, well, they should just remain the boy. Stop all that. This is their journey, free will, whatever they want to do. But certain body parts you need. It's just like if a motherfucker go in there and take half your kidney, even though you can survive with 2 kidneys, it might fuck up your whole balance. Just like that psychic was doing the reading on that DJ Avicii, and they were saying that after he had that gallbladder surgery, from whatever she was seeing in her psychic reading, she was like, whatever they took out of him, it fucked him up. And the surgery he had is a very normal one, because my mom had her gallbladder removed, and it's an easy surgery. A lot of people have it, rupture or whatever happens to it, and they move on and they live perfectly happy lives with no complications. But she's like, spiritually, she's like, whatever they did to him. And she also, the way she was putting it, it's not like they put some kind of like chipping device in him. She didn't really say that. She was like, it seems like they put something in him that was like a cat or dog, with like it was inside of a cat or dog. And I was like, I feel her. She's talking about her fucking chip. But she was saying that he had, he went in for an initial surgery and they might have removed something else, and they removed it on purpose, the powers that be, and it went somewhere else, and he still needed that energy. He still could live without it, but they did it on purpose because Avicii got caught up in some shit. See, I'm all over the place. All I'm trying to say is that, and then the fact that I Am Jazz, started hormones where she went through puberty, and the lady who was commentating was pretty much saying, certain bones and structures need to heal up, or, need to form, because she was born genetically a man. And men have stronger, we have different layers, because I believe the reason why the woman, like, and I always go down to the butt, because, the twerking is really big now, and it's all about the booty. If you look at men and women, the difference in them twerking, a lot of times why it's hard for men to learn how to twerk, or for them to even be able to twerk, is because women have, like, more of, like, they've got different, or, like, more layers, I believe, of, like, collagen, and that's why they jiggle a lot more than we do. Not saying, because there are men out here who jiggle, like, I didn't put on weight, and some of the areas that jiggle me, I'm like, God damn, that's very feminine. But then again, I was on some meds too that kind of produce a lot of estrogen through me. See, I'm all over the place, because this I Am Jazz is fucking me up, and I'm not even mad at the lady, because the lady comes on, I still can't figure out if she's a transsexual, because I just happened to find her page, and I've just watched a couple of episodes between last night and today, and she's just a mess. She reminds me a lot of me, because whenever they say something, she comes back with a rebuttal, and she's like, no, actually what you did was, and she's so calm about it, she's like, she's got like that Republican, like, sense of, like, dickhead, sense of energy, where you're like, bitch, she's like just so dickhead about it. She's like, no, actually what you did was, is you aren't giving this child, and I'm like, bitch, you better read. You better read. You better. Hold on. You better read, bitch. You better read. Not read, bitch. Read. It's sad though, but if you guys want to learn about like mind control and things like that, and really want to look at the study, look at the I Am Jazz. There's some shit going on. I'm gonna be watching this the rest of today. I just like the girl, cause she be cutting. I be like, let the show fucking play, and she's like, Sander is straight. He's trying so hard to not be straight. It's like, yes, I know. It's almost comical, but it's sad when you start seeing I Am Jazz, when you see the girl Jazz start breaking out. It is sad, because she's losing it. They've got her under so much fucking energy, bruh. And like the lady was saying, does this girl not know that she's actually able to make her own decisions? I think she's a grown woman now. Because the whole Harvard thing, the lady was saying, it sounds like what happened was she had to break down to the parents. Because the parents came on and did their, what the fuck is it? The interviews, when you go into your interview and you talk about the scene, and she's like, they're like, I don't remember if they said we decided it was the best or Jazz said it. It was, they said it in a certain way. They were like, we decided it was best that she wouldn't go to Harvard and da 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 da. She was like, why did you decide it? She pretty much was saying like it sounded like you guys decided it wasn't best and you told her it wasn't best and then she agreed with it. Even though that is what she said. She's like, I'm going through this, I'm going through that, I'm crying all over the place, I'm losing my mind. But she's still like, it sounds like you guys decided she shouldn't go to Harvard right now. And then you went and told her. And she was like, okay. She a grown-ass woman. This is sad. I really want to pat the transsexual community on the back. I'm glad you guys are noticing stuff. Try to still say it in a certain way, you guys. Don't be rude to the family. But just keep educating. Because it is fucked up. And I'm so glad that for once you guys are... I'm going to stay for once this time. You guys, are all on one accord. Because there's a lot of different energies. And they try to box us in as gay people. Or whatever you want to call us people. As different people. And think we're all the same. But we're not. There's reasons why certain people have not had the bottom surgery. Some it's because of money and they really want it done. Some because they literally have friends. They literally have friends who've had it done and went crazy. There's a lot of women who get the bottom surgery done and regret it. It wasn't for them. It's just like, my mom, I didn't watch it. She watched Pose, and I don't know who the character was. But apparently my mom was saying there was a character on Pose, I guess, who was in the sex industry, and they, I guess, were a transsexual or a cross-dresser. And they went off to have the surgery, and they used to make a lot of money. And when they got back, nobody wanted to deal with them. As clients didn't want them because a lot of those clients... and it's a psychological thing. I really wish somebody would break down what's going on with the men who are attracted to transsexuals because it's very weird. And I'm saying weird for lack of better words. I don't know what to call it. It's very weird when you look at it. But, because they're attracted to the boobs. And they like the thing at the bottom. And I heard this from a lot of them. The ones who go. And then I'm interested in the ones who, the transsexuals. I want to know about the transsexuals who go and have the surgery and nobody knows they're transsexuals and they're having sex. They're having regular vaginal sex, like, because you know how it is when you go meet a dude at the bar yard, taking your clothes off and you're having a puff. You know when the hormones get the racing and their vagina aren't like real vaginas. They don't get wet unless they have the one surgery, because they do have a surgery where it can actually lubricate. And I think it's something where they pull a piece of the intestines and you got to clean that because the intestines sometimes will stink. But it's actually a cool surgery and they can put it, I think, inside of the cave, the hole, and it makes it a little bit more slippery or whatever, and it functions a little better. That's actually a cool surgery. And I'm just curious, like, you meet the guy at the bar, y'all huffing and puffing, y'all had a drink, and he's ripping the clothes off, and you're not a regular woman. You know how in the movies them guys just ram that thing up in there. I want to know what transsexual sex is like. I'm sure it's a lot of us who would like to experience it. I want to know what the fuck it's like. I'm weird like that. What's going on with that thing down there? And then some of the surgeries Jazz had, we know a lot of them come out with scars. That's just what it is. You know what? I'm not even going to do it. I'm going to leave it to that lady. Like I said, if you want to see Mind Control at its best and see a whole bunch of rituals going on, go watch that I Am Jazz shit. Don't even comment about it, though. Leave your comments to yourself. Just learn